gets our permission. You can think of it as a gigantic vault. Let's crack the code and open the door. See what blessings lie behind the doors that are uniquely meant for you. It is your good and you ought to have it, as Emma Curtis Hopkins would say. You may want to just repeat to yourself, it is my good and I ought to have it. It is my good and I ought to have it. It is my good and I ought to have it. If you're willing, sink even deeper still with the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And see how this mantra feels. It is my good and I'm willing to receive it. It is my good and I'm willing to receive it. It is my good and I'm willing to receive it. And there is time to sink even deeper still. And if you're willing, just release even more good. Be willing to receive even more of your good. whatever's most needed by your soul at this very moment in time. Any blessing, revelation, healing, demonstration, manifestation. Are you willing to receive your good? Are you willing to receive this blessing? If so, affirm this for yourself. Remind yourself. Align yourself with this highest and best good. It awaits reaching you like a magnet. Remind yourself, I am a magnet for my highest and best good. By your willingness to receive all blessings. Allow any obstacles or blocks, fears, doubts, or worries to surrender or slip away, disappear, disintegrate, and be fully released. See them wash away as if they were a small wave going back to the ocean, disappearing into the greater I am. Bless and release, bless and release, bless and release. And now there is time to allow for yourself to receive even more of your good. The way has been made clear by the release and surrender of all lower frequencies of doubt, fear, worry, trepidation. So see in your mind's eye like waves that are larger than the waves of surrender. Waves of the good now coming forth, reaching you with ease and with grace. Any remnants of what no longer serves you, let them wash away too. All the final layers of crust that no longer serve, wash away with ease and with grace. And now only good may pour forth. Proclaim it for yourself. I am willing to receive my highest and best good now. I am a magnet for my good. I am a magnet for my good. I am a magnet for my good. And so just with this next inhalation, begin to bring a sense of gratitude into your awareness for this practice of stillness. Inhalation of gratitude and praise, exhalations of gratitude and praise. And bring your awareness back to the body temple. You may want to just slightly rub the soles of your feet against the floor, Gaia, Mother Earth, to recycle, refresh, restore, make new anything that's been released, everything vanquished that no longer serves. Only the good heading toward you as a magnet. Highest and best good is all that's possible to reach. Each of us individually, all of us collectively. And so now I'm going to invite you to just tap the fingertips together, bringing our awareness back to the physical. Again, we breathe in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And fill the sanctuary space with even more love and joy and grace. And when you're ready, just allow for the outer eyelids to open in your own time. Becoming fully present back to the body temple, the physical, this moment called now, as we prepare the sanctuary space for the continuation of our Sunday celebration service. I'm so very grateful and thankful to each of you. I am. This concludes the meditation portion of the service. Namaste.
Take a look at the person next to you and say, God loves you and I love you too. And feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize a God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every creed or color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the love of each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one, one big family. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one, one big family. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. When my soul is welcome here, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 Yeah, yeah. here. I am getting a message loud and clear. Getting a message loud and clear. Getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. So's yours. So's yours. Heck, even David's welcome here. It's Holly.
Hello?
There we go.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our spiritual center here in Redlands, California. Thank you for joining us live in our beautiful sanctuary, and to those who follow us on Facebook Live and watch remotely on YouTube. My name is Holly Bocanegra, and it is truly an honor and a privilege to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. We are a new thought spiritual community, all-inclusive to all spiritual truths from all world religions, traditions, and spiritual paths. We focus on the philosophy of science of mind, which was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, who developed a new, fresh way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into the world. We honor, this always makes me cry, we honor all people from every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. If you are here with us for the first time, please raise your hand and allow us to properly greet you.
Woot, woot.
Hi. Hello. His name is Joshua. Okay. We are delighted and honored to have you with us here today. A gentle reminder to silence your phones so you may participate more fully. Thank you.
Now, Brother Mark, as usual, did a fantastic meditation this morning. But for those of you who weren't here, or even those who might just want to catch a moment of reflective quietude, this is that point in the service to kind of center down and set the intention for the rest of what's going to happen this morning. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world filled with chaos and noise. I awake to these precious moments when I hear what could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find peace, I find myself. the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world filled with chaos and noise. I awake to these precious moments when I hear what could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find peace, I find joy, I find love, I find myself.
We embrace all those who have called our prayer ministry, and we hold them in our mind's eye now as whole, complete, and perfect. We see them as Spirit sees them, as a masterpiece of the divine. Perfect God, perfect man, perfect God, perfect person. Perfect God, perfect, say your name out loud. And if you would, add in the sanctuary space out loud all those who you have in your heart to receive a prayer this day. Patty B, Gail Y, Bonnie T, Grace C for cancer surgery, Dave, Donald T, Ellen. We know that each is perfectly divinely supplied, sustained, maintained. See that in your mind's eye. See it for yourself. Every organ, action, function, cell, and fiber of your being radiates, glistens, and glows with the divine. Anything else disintegrates back to the nothingness from where it came with ease, with grace. Just let it go. No longer serves you for your highest and best good. It's not needed any longer. Just like earlier today, we let it go as the small waves go back to the ocean and they recycle, refresh, restore, and make new themselves into what's most needed by your soul at this very moment in time. Proclaim your good. I invite you to be a magnet for your good. Declare for yourself, I am willing to receive my highest and best good right here and right now. Again, declare, I am perfect, I am whole, I am complete, even now, especially now, and Now we take peace, the peace that passes understanding. We have to find it within ourselves first, and then we're going to take it through the world. This is especially a challenge for me right now in this very moment. So I'm going to take the challenge and ask that people do not interrupt other people while they're in prayer, and just let the people alone to be in prayer. Find the peace within ourselves. Again, we breathe the divine, sacred, and holy breath. It's our constant reminder that we're alive, on purpose, aware. It's a constant reminder that we can be receptive. We can choose receptivity for our highest and best good at any moment. We can declare it, affirm it, proclaim it, and live it. We can expect it. We can even demand it. We have to put the proclamation out, and I'm inviting us all to do that. So we find the peace within ourselves. When we can do that, that's the only time we should extend it. And so for those who are able to find that within themselves, let's extend it now to the sanctuary space. Take it through the roof of our building, to the city of Redlands. Take it to the state of California. Take it to all of the United States. And when you're ready, we take it worldwide. We cross the oceans, the seas, the galaxies, the stars. Intergalactic peace. Let's see it on earth. Let's see it in all the places that are in struggle and strife. There's so many still in struggle and still in strife. There's so many places that do not have basics to survive. See humanitarian aid reach those spaces now. See political and worldwide leaders change their minds and policies toward peace now. There does not need to be an explanation. It doesn't need to be justified. Peace is a spiritual truth with a capital P. Let's proclaim it together. Let's have enough energetically to make it so. Let's send that through the world now. See a peace shield surround every city, village, and town, border to border, north to south, east to west in Ukraine. See the same for Armenia, Sudan, Gaza Strip, Palestine, Israel, Russia. Reminder, the United States as well. Peace, the peace that passes human understanding. Call it forth. Expect it, demand it, proclaim it. We do our best to live it, imperfectly perfect, as a divine being. And so for any words that were not spoken in this prayer, I know that Spirit has made a way, made any crooked pathways straight. Know that anything that needs to be uttered from this space shall be uttered so that each person listening can receive an individualized blessing, a transformation, and a demonstration that's for your highest and best good. Can you feel that with me this day? Expect it and demand it. Receive it, declare it, proclaim it for yourself. It's by your willingness that Spirit is allowed to work in, through, and as your very life. And I see it. I see any obstacles that have heretofore blocked or hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed your receipt of this great good, whether it be in romantic relationships, abundance, wealth, cash, money, right employment, right housing, right car, divine and improved family relationships, whatever it may be. All areas are possible in Spirit. All areas are working together right here and right now for your highest and best good. I declare it, affirm it, and release my word to the law of life, indeed knowing it is fulfilled, indeed knowing it is done. And with a grateful heart, I just now expect my good as a magnet and invite you to do the same. Will you join me in that? Just say, I will, I will, I will, I am. And so it is. And thank you, everybody, for that. And now Holly, our board member, will come up for the reading.
This is a reading from Thalia Hunter. Each person in existence has a set of imaginary rules that they have created for themselves about what they deserve and believe to be possible for themselves. These rules were written in their energy and are revealed through how they choose to show up in the world. Many of these rules were handed down by them by people who received these same rules handed down to them. You have to be successful in order to have a happy life. You have to be perfect in order to find love. You have to be wealthy in order to have worth. You have to be faultless in order to be a good person. And you have to be liked by everyone in order to like yourself. But in truth, they are imaginary because they are not true for all people in all times and places. And freedom is found in discovering that the story that you tell yourself about your life and what you are allowed is not reality. It is merely your interpretation of reality. And with time, you may learn to tell a new story and rewrite the imaginary rules you have created for yourself. For some rules were made to be broken. Words by Thalia Hunter.
In my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life, I have been searching for something, but you were my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, your light, your love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. When I breathe and swallow, caress I feel. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, your light, your love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. Lighty-di-di-di-di, lighty-di-di-di, lighty-di-di-di-di, 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 lighty-di-di-di-di. When I'm sad and dark, shallow and in doubt, when I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other, oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect, so I'll keep looking at you to keep witness in my reflection. In you as me, whoa, whoa. Lighty-di-di-di-di, lighty-di-di-di, lighty-di-di-di-di, 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 at you to keep witnessing that I'm perfect. I'm golden. You're the light of my life. You're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect. So I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing my reflection in you as me. Whoa, whoa. Li-di-di-di-di-di, li-di-di-di-di, li-di-di-di-di-di. Li-di-di-di-di-di, li-di-di-di-di, li-di-di-di-di. You're perfect, golden light, my love. You're perfect, golden light, my love.
Magnificent. Ladies and gentlemen, Al Yankee. Thank you so much. Isn't it a blessing to have the most magnificent music? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Gilman, as well. Isn't it? It's like a. We should have like 500 people here first to hear you when you play and when our dream band is here, and maybe one day that shall be. It's gonna happen. It can. So if you want to invite a friend and tell a friend, you can bring a friend to our service. So everybody knows the talk title, right? Is it Divinely and Perfectly Divine? And Perfectly I kept going to my notes and I got it backwards every time. Perfectly Divinely Perfect. Who makes these up? Who makes these up? And I love that. I love. Can you turn this mic on too, please? Thank you. I love that. Al had emailed me and said, "Is that in absolute terms or relative terms?" What does it mean when you see that talk title? Imperfectly Divinely Perfect. What does it really mean to you?
That even though we are imperfect, you are perfect.
Yeah, even though
Even though you feel that you are imperfect,
even though you feel you're imperfect, you are perfect. As the divine sees us, we are perfect. So I don't know that anything could have gone more. If I was a method actor, it was perfect for today. Because I came in here kind of really embarrassed myself by being so upset at being here for meditation because there was things out of place. And it was the last thing I could handle from myself. And so I reminded myself of my humanness, and hopefully you'll be able to forgive me that I'm a human person, and I like things more orderly. I like things more perfect. And I also do what a lot of us do. I didn't give myself enough time. I could have come here yesterday to make sure it was right. I didn't have to come here 10 minutes before, right, and rush on the freeway to get here. And, I didn't. And a lot of us do that. We live life so full right now. So full. So full. Some of us still working, right? If you're working, some of the shifts of work have gotten really long, and I'm like, I leave in the morning and get home at dark, and I'm like, where am I? Who am I? How did I do this? And how am I going to get through Sunday? So I'm going to first say that it wasn't an act. I wish it was an act, and I'll ask for apologies because I came in and I was like, what the? Yeah, what the? Because it wasn't perfect. It doesn't even have to be perfect, but it can't be like, what do we expect in our life for ourselves? Let's put it that way. And I'm just going to throw that idea out for ourselves. The divine, there's nothing we could do that the divine won't say back to us that you are whole, complete, and perfect. You are the child of the Most High God in whom Spirit is well pleased. Right? That's the thing. There's nothing we could do. We could, pitch a fit. We can throw a tantrum. We can miss a cue. We can have every single microphone not work, almost on purpose to have this talk title come about. right? Because in life, to me, we want to, if we possible, try not to have an empty pulpit. Try to have somebody up here until the next person comes up. Try to have not an empty stage. Try to make your cue. Isn't that what every live theater performance is about? Trying to hit the right downbeat when you're back on the cymbals or the drums. Rehearse. So life is not a rehearsal, and sometimes everything's going to be imperfect, right? And we have to, or get to choose to, react how we react to it. So I blew this morning. I'm going to ask for forgiveness, and I'm going to try to work through the rest of the message in a way that you would normally expect of me. I think some people have a normal expectation. And at the same time, I was thinking about this. Why can't I talk about it? Because I'm asking you to embrace my imperfection. And maybe Spirit is using me to point out a lot of imperfection, which I could do something about all of it if I wanted to. Or when two minds are joined, or three minds, or 4 or 5 or 7, or a whole board decides to do or take a certain direction, then you see more and more movement toward a certain direction. Does that make sense? Just like in your workplace, just like in our home life, just like in our romantic relationships or friendships or partnerships with the people we choose to be around, right? It all works better when everybody's in track. You have your hand up. Is that David, right? Yeah. The man behind the mask. Okay, one of the spiritual practices of forgiveness is that you should forgive yourself. Right, very good. So, I can try. Al?
Sometimes that expectation is actually inspiration.
Sometimes the expectation is inspiration. True. So let's see what quotes and notes that I brought for today. But are you getting the idea that in the humanness, we can even lose our life, right? And in spirit, we're eternal beings. In spirit, we'll be welcome. In spirit, we'll be whole, complete, and perfect. Can everybody grasp that? So the same thing when we're going through dis-ease or illness or physical ailments or upsets in a workplace, or when we're in between workplaces, or whatever it may be, we can rise and embrace our divinity. We can rise and use the truth about who we are by reminding ourselves with affirmations, declarations, prayer treatments, reading books, poems that inspire us, listening to songs and music that uplift us. And also being creative. If we're creative people, do something creative. If you're people that like nature, see nature more. I love seeing Anne's posts when she's either hiking in a mountain or at the beach. It's so important for us to put our feet in the ocean, if we can get to the sand in the ocean. So important for us to hug a tree or be with nature and the animals, right? So those are reminders. Like they're birds. Like I remember, I'm not going to get the quote but it's like, do the birds really toil? No. Like if the branch were to fall, do they really toil? No. Right? We have to learn too that in the humanness, we too can fly. It's optional. Our willingness to fly is optional, just like our willingness to receive all the blessings that are waiting to impress themselves upon us. I can tell you for sure, we're magnets, we're energy. We can attract or repel really easily. And what I want to invite everybody to do is to release always and surrender always all that's the lowest frequencies about ourselves. All the fears, doubts, worries, all the sense of depression, trepidation, all the fear about lack or nothing, or whatever it is. Let that stuff go when you can. Explore it for the blessings that it gave you. Release and surrender it. And then become a holy place, meaning you cleared out some of the gook or the crust of life's journey. And then we can allow for spirit to have its full sway even more in, through, and as me, in, through, and as you. Is that a good message for being divinely imperfect? I feel like it kind of is the truth. We're always doing it's kind of a gross treatment, but it works, like a colonics. It's a really amazing treatment because I'm not sure if you know how long our colon is. Think of it like a garden hose. And there's a treatment that works, right? You lose 3 or 4 pounds. It's the grossest thing. And it's also the most incredible thing because you have to take it more than once, and it's in a process because you're basically loosening up the crust in the colon, and the workers can get it out. You can see it even sometimes. You're like, what? Some people have seen like things you definitely don't want in there, including things you definitely don't want in there. And you can watch it go by. That's kind of like our spiritual journey. You can see all the S just going by. Because you don't want that in there, right? Some people, imagine though, it's an incredible thing if you've never had it. It's like a spiritual experience of some sort. It also changes your taste buds. After, you may not want ice cream anymore for a certain reason, and during the process you're not supposed to eat certain things like popcorn or whatever. But isn't it interesting? Because if we hold it all in and it's all crusted out and we don't bless it, we can't release it, the things that no longer serve us. And so for me, I think also in consciousness, all the pain, I think we remember all the pain. And I think we're able to create even more pain. And things like unforgiveness create even more pain. And so it's another layer of crust. So any spiritual teaching, any spiritual journey, any class that you'll ever take, any workshop you'll ever do, will usually and typically always have some sort of assignments for us to take some introspection, take some responsibility and accountability for the things that have happened in our life, even if they're traumatic things. We have to be able to release trauma that wasn't even our fault and work through that. And that's part of this. It's like a spiritual colonics. It will pass if you allow it to pass, and then you'll be lighter and freer, literally, figuratively as well. Does that make sense? All right. So I brought a few notes. Let's see if they're any good. So if I follow Audrey, I'm only allowed one quote, one Holmes, one Bible verse from our sharing last week. I didn't say I will follow her, but I did hear her. From Holmes, this was really good. There's two from Holmes. We resist being what we really are. We need to accept the fuller expression of the mind that is within us. For in its creative flow through us rests our entire future. The greater person that we are and the richer life we desire to enjoy. And that's from Science of Life magazine in 2001. From Holmes, the Holmes Papers, Volume 2, page 37. You don't have to despise your personality or say, I hate this body, I'm a worm of dust, and think you are surrendering to God. When you deny yourself, you deny God. All we have to say is there is nothing in me but God. Isn't that beautiful? And if you don't want to use the word God, you can use the word divine or spirit. Let's say it together out loud. There's nothing in me but God. There's nothing in me but spirit. There's nothing in me but the divine. There's nothing in me but the universe. Does that feel true? All right. If it feels true, typically, good test. It is true. From Christian Larson, The Optimist Creed. Promise yourself to think well of yourself and proclaim this fact to the world, not in loud words, but in great deeds. So Carl Jung, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Viola Davis, actress. There's no prerequisites to worthiness. You're born worthy. Are you? Are you? Good. So I was born worthy. I am worthy. Now. And now we're practicing true science of mind because everything is in the present moment. Did you notice? We didn't have to do counting of any beads. We didn't have to drop to knees. We didn't have to recite anything that we may or might not even know what we're reciting. We just did an affirmation. So for affirmations, when they're I am statements are in the present moment and they're happening, they already happened or they're now happening, that's correct. When they're unconditionally loving, life affirming, right, and love based. I want you to practice these at home because when we see ourselves slip, we can just make a little adjustment. Everything we do here is kind of like a spiritual chiropractic, right? Because the divine that's perfect is always also within us, who sometimes, if I call myself imperfect, okay, I had imperfect moments. And it's a process, whatever my process will be to forgive myself, just as your process is your process, whatever that will be and however long that takes to forgive yourself. And I honor that. I will witness that and see beyond that. So whenever we're called, like, it's a big deal to be called, like, to a hospital room as clergy. Like, is that my first choice to go? Do I want to really see all the hookups and all that? I mean, you know, we get a lot of phone calls too. Try to reach the people back. You got to prepare yourself. You have to prepare oneself to walk in the room, right? Just like when we're going to work, to church, to life. If we can be there on time, great. If we can not disrupt, great. If we can add and not subtract from the energy in the space, even great. Right? And we must do that first in the preparation with ourselves. Our energy, we can correct, like, we don't have to go to a place if it's going to cause us harm, right? We don't have to go. You can create boundaries around yourself. I'm not asking you to go. And if you know that there could be, I'm going to ask you to hold the highest and best good there. And then if there's a shift, you have a plan for yourself, because there's nothing more important than yourself. There's nothing more important than honoring oneself. From Scott Aubrey in Spiritual Passages, we are not isolated, helpless, little bits of clay floating around in the ocean of life. We're here because we have evolved to this point. Life has brought us here, put us at choice. We can express divine beauty in some unique and magnificent way that's never been revealed before. That's you, created on purpose to express in my little imperfectly, I'm not going to call him perfect, quirky way or whatever it is. In the divine, though, they're like, oh, that's why I created that one, to remind us that we're not a storage unit for another place, or we're not going to accept trash, or we're not going to do X, Y, or Z. It's a little loud, he's a little irritating, but yeah, he's mine. He's divine. Let's see how that feels to you. Yeah. He's mine. Yeah, she's mine. Yeah, they're mine. I have to do all the pronouns. And they're divinely perfect. Yeah, that's a choice to see. It's hard work. It's hard work. It's not, hold on, let me get you a mic. Here's a mic. Meet me halfway. Meet me 3/4 of the way. Hold on. Hold your thought. So when you walk into the room and the person's like about gone, but all hooked up, you have to see, before you can go in the room, you have to see energetically the wholeness despite the appearance. Can you be with me on that? We have to choose to see the wholeness and the eternality of life and the beauty of all the gifts. What I have tried to do is the beauty of all the gifts that person has gifted and granted the world. And going with that energy to see the wholeness, the life, the vigor, the joy, the beauty, the purpose. And then I can walk in the space. Go ahead, sir.
Well, you've said this a few times, that if you can approach things in these situations with an open heart, it opens you up to their suffering, and it makes you empathetic. But it takes a lot of practice and to do that. And sometimes we get so wrapped up in ourselves and how we feel about ourselves that it's sometimes turns into something about yourself, which it isn't about yourself. And like to me, Mark, I just think, the talks that you give, it sounded like you're a little hard on yourself this morning, but the talks that you give have such an effect on me, and I'm sure everybody in here and who's online, and they're beautiful, and they just they just get me through my week, and I'll think about something that you said, and it just really, touches my heart, and I just think you're beautiful and you're wonderful just the way you are.
Thank you, Ray. So I'm going to receive that. And I appreciate you, and I'll pay you later. No, I will. Venmo, okay. So this is the thing. Like when you're sharing about the open heart, that's beautiful. Because a lot of times we don't need to say much when we're witnessing. One thing, if you take away from today, is we can witness more, and that doesn't require us. It doesn't require us to do much. Remember, we take the divine, sacred, and holy breath. Let's just do that now. Again, we take in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. Do it again. And let's do 3 exhales out in a row. Again, together we breathe in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And with our first exhale, releasing anything and everything that does not match all that is divine. With our next breath, we breathe in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And we release anything and everything that does not match all that is sacred. And we breathe in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And surrender with our exhale everything and anything that does not match all that is holy. All right. That was pretty. Did you feel the energy shift a little? So we can do that. And then go back to the story about walking in a room with all the hookups. We don't have to really say anything because they can feel us. For me, I believe that hearing is the last sense that leaves us in the physical. And so let me just repeat this for everybody within the sound of my voice. Very, very, very important to allow just a peaceful, calm energy if you ever have the privilege of entering a space where anybody's on their way. So you can bring them back. It's kind of cruel. I've seen it happen, just so you know. I'm not just making that up. So, yeah. And then the next time, they're going to leave before you arrive, if you were the one that was the agitator. Because they can feel you coming, because we're energy, right? So, I'll tell the story just briefly. So it's when Ed's dad was in the VA hospital ready to pass, one of his nieces, and he comes from a Pentecostal holy roller background. They brought him back because one of the people wanted to fly out. You're like, are you kidding me? And then what? Just so you know, so the hearing is the last sense to go. So you want to make sure it's with love, with peace, and with calm. Okay, did you have something? Can you say it?
Only that it helps when we face a situation. A lot of times we have an expectation, so when we enter and it's not that, is that it's, we're reactionary. And I think in all situations, what I've learned is that in order to change your perspective, to get to witness better, is that you create space before you respond, so it's not like an automatic.
Yeah.
And that be, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever you can muster. But always make sure that there's space between the action so that you have a moment to think about it, even if you do want to say something, and to look at it, from an whole point of view or a different point of view so that you have a moment to adapt. Because what we all must do is adapt. And so, when you step away, you get to witness that there are other alternatives that's more clear. It's like, wait, Because you're asking now, what else can I do? Let me have a second, which opens up your mind to other things that you can do.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So yeah, and I've often said from here, if we are in the heat of a battle, it's not a great idea to continue, right? It's not a lot of idea to pour fuel on the fire. And also, a non-response is good. And when we're listening, it's good to practice trying to hear instead of preparing for what our reaction will be, right? So Al's giving me the cue. It's almost time to wrap up, which it is. Thank you for that. So from Home Science of Mind, page 212, healing is not creating a perfect idea or a perfect body. It is revealing an idea which is already perfect. Did everybody catch that one? Okay, I'm going to do it again. Healing is not creating a perfect idea or a perfect body. It is revealing an idea which is already perfect. Healing is not a process. It's a revelation. From page 479, Science of Mind, Holmes, we are to know that passing events cannot hinder the onward march of the soul. The temporal imperfection of the human cannot dim the eternal integrity of the divine. From Scripture, Philippians 4:4-9. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your gentleness be known to everyone. The Lord is near. Do not worry about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, beloved, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence and there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Keep on doing the things that you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, and the God of peace will be with you. And from L.R. Nost, author, Namaste means that my soul acknowledges yours. Not just your light, your wisdom, your goodness, but also your darkness, your suffering, your imperfections. It is a recognition and acceptance of the inexplicable divine absurdity, the miraculous woven into the ordinary, light and darkness, intimately entwined in magical, messy humanity. It means that I honor all that you are with all that I am. So namaste, my fellow travelers. I'm so glad we're on this trek through the universe together. And let's say the one line as an affirmation, and if you want to look around, you can. I honor all that you are with all that I am. Let's do it again. I honor all that you are with all that I am. And again, I honor all that you are with all that I am. Peace and blessings. Thank you. Do you want to do the giving?
Yeah.
All right. It's time to be as generous as possible. The ushers, I have a handout with some good quotes for you to take home. So when the ushers come forth, they'll be doing a reciprocal handout back. The ushers can come on forth. And if you want to prepare your tithes and gifts and offerings, we're going to go ahead and gratefully receive those, knowing that the same portal from which we give is the same portal from which we receive. Would like to say the affirmation with me. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world and returns back to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. And Rick, can you come help too with the handout? He's going to do this part, the handout.
Thank you for giving Thank you for receiving, and thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for believing, and thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing. And you're a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, and bless you for your sharing, and thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are.
So I invite the congregation to outstretch our hands toward the offerings received. Know they continue to flow in all week with ease, with grace, and we do receive them all week. And we are grateful knowing that CRS Redlands is an idea in the mind of spirit, and therefore all of its needs are met. Try to feel that with me. So that means all that's needed is provided with ease, grace. Anything that's heretofore blocked or hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed that has no more power and is replaced with the truth of the perfectly imperfect CRS Redlands unfolding with ease and grace. I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. All right, and if anybody wants to fill out a form to give weekly, you can do that. There is one. You can see the office or any board member. And then I think Holly might have left. Oh, you will? Okay, that's interesting.
Oh, I can do it right from here. This is perfect. As you can see, I'm not Holly. Holly is on the all-amazing, perfect, sacred and holy quest of achieving pizza, and that will be here for our snacks. And I say to you also on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., it is the book club, and it is on Zoom, and it is hosted by Holly Bocanegra. Our membership meeting is coming up on Sunday, August 4th at 11:30 right here in the sanctuary after service and online via Zoom. If anybody here or any place who is not a member would like to become a member, to become part of our organization, to become an owner of this church. We are owners of this church. When I say who owns this church, I want you all to say, I am. Who owns this church? I mean, I do. All right. You all do it. We are the owners of this church, and consequently, we are its benefactors, and we take care of it, and we love it, and we are grateful for it. The next Metaphysical Fair and Shopping Bazaar will be held here on Saturday, July 27th. That is an incredible experience. You're going to love it. Please come and join us. It's always been great. Today, our board meeting of trustees is starting at 11:45 a.m. We welcome your open comments, suggestions, and questions. And yes, Phil? A short announcement. The clock will be ticking. Join us for potluck, snacks, and fellowship time right after service. Thank you so much for your presence, both in person and those who follow us and watch us online via Facebook Live and your YouTube channel. Okay, Phil, you have a small, short statement?
Jean and I have a couple of cards for members who have had some challenges recently. Bonnie, who broke her leg, see Jean and sign the card if you're leaving before the board meeting. And then we also have a card for Christy. As some of you know, she lost her husband. So see Jean before you leave and give her some well wishes and thoughts. So there you go, short announcement. See Jean.
Thank you. We also have applications for memberships on the side table. Please grab one if you're not already a member and join us.
Rosemary wants to
Rosemary?
chime in again. Here we go.
I just wanted to remind everyone that we're having our psychic fair, and I wanted to share that probably the thing that is truly different and amazing about this fair is that I really don't remember ever going to anywhere, where we had a choice of like 6, 7, 8 different types of readers, you know. So it was, and so, you know, you come in and you choose, you know, what kind of reading you want to have. And that's extraordinary that you have 6 or 7 different choices. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Rosemary.
And what day is that?
The
Saturday,
27th.
The 27th.
Coming, no, 2 weeks.
Yes, very soon.
Very
Right,
good.
right here in the sanctuary. And we have Brother Mark cleaning the carpet.
Thank you, everyone. We'll rise up for the closing song. Thanks again. Let's give a warm gratitude, express our appreciation to Al Yankee, our musical
Well,
inspiration.
thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Grab your shakers and shake 'em. I used to think I'd always be alone, separate, misunderstood. I spent my days in quiet desperation, but on the outside things looked good. Then I discovered the error of my thinking lies at the base of all my fears. So simple that it turned my world around. Oh, why did it take so many years? Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open, wide open. There is no separation, no matter what it looks like. There is no separation, no matter what they say. No separation except what I imagine. And I imagine separation's gone away.